Good day, fellow entrepreneurs. Today we will be talking about the cost of doing business. The major cost of doing business is your time. You will spend lots and lots of time crafting and perfecting your business. Literally, another cost of doing business is startup money. You will need capital, everything from registrations to licensing and all of the other things you don't think about will cost you money. Another thing is travel. Don't forget that you will have to travel. Meals are very important for networking. Real estate purchases or renting for brick and mortar offices is another expense you will encounter when you have a business. Inspections, vehicles and insurance, employee wages, home utilities increase also if you are running your business out of your home. Supplies, office supplies, inventory, equipment, all of those things that are needed to provide the service that you provide. Don't forget that you will have to service your loans and the costs related to that, the fees and the interest, any memberships and association fees. One other big ticket item when you are running a business is marketing. You will have to pay for a logo, business cards, and different advertising avenues, and even your website. Don't forget about taxes. Put aside enough to cover your taxes. It's better to have it there and not need it than to need it and have to pay it and then you don't have the money available to pay your taxes. Bank and credit card fees. Sometimes we get carried away with the fact that we have a credit card or business credit and we forget about the fact that there will be a payment due and the fees associated with having a business credit card. Another thing to think about if you have employees is insurance and workman's comp. When you get workman's comp, you don't have to necessarily give an amount of how many subcontractors or employees you have, because if you do, they're going to take that amount into consideration and your premium is going to increase. So just ask them for a basic coverage when you're getting workman's comp. And at the end of the year, they evaluate if you've had to pay out any claims. And if you haven't, you'll get a refund. And if you have, they'll adjust it as needed. In running a business or starting a business, you want to make sure you start with a good cushion and enough to cover any and all expenses, to cover the inevitable surprises, to cover the unexpected or the miscellaneous costs that will absolutely arise. So just to recap the cost of doing business, these are all things that you should take into consideration that will definitely play a part in your business and starting a business, and to make sure that it's running smoothly is your time. Make sure you have lots and lots of time to invest and to make sure that things are right. It's going to also take your energy. It's going to take capital and startup money, travel expenses. So not only will you need the time to travel, you will need the money to cover travel expenses. Meals are something that's definitely going to take a great role in doing business as far as networking or, just rewarding an employee. Real estate, if you plan to have a brick and mortar, that will play a big part. You want to make sure that you know what is it expected when it comes to inspections and what's needed and for the type of business that you are running, especially if you're doing real estate. You also want to make sure that your vehicles are covered, the payments are covered, you have insurance, your employee wages. If you're running a business out of home, you want to make sure that your utilities are covered because your costs may increase depending on what type of business you have. That will also increase your utilities. Make sure you have enough to cover any supplies, your loan costs, to cover any memberships, to cover marketing, taxes, bank or credit card fees, and you want to make sure that you have insurance and workman's comp in place. I want to thank you all for watching and listening. If I've missed anything, please add it, and you all be blessed.